Adam Schefter tweeted out around 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. I'll have some breaking news on the other side of this break. Now, I didn't know we were doing, next at 11 tweets in this timeline. But when they came back on the air, he announced that the Packers and Aaron Rodgers were at an impasse in the contract negotiations, and Rodgers had told people in the organization that he did not want to come back. Now, the Packers general manager, Brian Gutekunst, has since said that they want to keep him. They're not trading Aaron Rodgers. They're committed to Aaron Rodgers. But nonetheless, what a huge story this is going to be if they wind up trading him. Michael Calamari and Chris Persianen joined me. Mike, I will go to you first. Your initial reaction to this story and hearing that maybe, just maybe, Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay.
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I think a lot of this has been brewing ever since Jordan Love was taken over a wide receiver in the first round of last year's draft. I think that lit a fire into Rodgers, and that probably produced some of the best football we've seen out of him in years. But that didn't mean that the what he had against Green Bay for doing that in the draft went away, the resentment. So I think that came to a head now, and I'm not surprised he wants out, but the thing where I start to get thinking is, where is Rodgers going to go? I mean, he listed 3 possible destinations in a tweet that came out by Pro Football Talk. They said 49ers, Broncos, and Raiders were on Aaron Rodgers' list as of Wednesday night. And all those teams seem like there's not really a great fit for Rodgers. Obviously, the 49ers got their QB Thursday night. The Broncos don't look like they have a team that's ready to make a playoff run, even with a guy like Aaron Rodgers. And then the Raiders were successful with Derek Carr. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is the superior quarterback, but are they willing to give up a lot to bring him in? So I just don't see a fit that makes sense for Rodgers to leave Green Bay. So I expect him to be back, but I am not surprised by how he has lashed out against Green Bay and this news that has come out recently.
Chris, I'll go to you next, but I'll just add in quickly here. I think it says something about the situation we're in here with these 3 teams. To me, Denver easily makes the most sense out of those 3. Yeah, the Raiders, as you said, have their quarterback. San Francisco now has got 2 quarterbacks. So Denver out of those 3 definitely makes the most sense. But Chris, I go to you. Your thoughts on this situation as Aaron Rodgers pulls a power play with the Green Bay Packers?
I think seeing it as a power play, as a negotiating tactic, is the correct lens to be looking through. Whether you still see it as something beyond repair, even through that lens, is fine and up to you. But I think you have to start by seeing this as part of negotiations. This is Aaron Rodgers. I say that to mean 2 things: that it's the football player, Aaron Rodgers, like the MVP, and then it's also Aaron Rodgers. So I'm not going to put it past him to have this relationship go real sour here. I also get it. The Love pick was mentioned, the total lack of help. Besides, Adams, Tanyan kind of stepping into the limelight last season. Debatable talent there. Now talks about, guys like Will Fuller and whatever. It seems to me like this pairing is going to be over in a couple seasons at the latest. I think at some point Rodgers will just talk himself into, all right, that's really it. That's really it, because I've done so much complaining that I'm just going to go somewhere else. Maybe he'll regret going somewhere else, and maybe he won't. But I think it'll happen. I'm not sure about Denver. I feel like Aaron Rodgers could take a team like Denver to the playoffs, but that's besides the point. I think the fact that he can still do that now shows that he is the kind of guy that is worth having these conversations about. This isn't Melvin Gordon holding out. This is Aaron Rodgers potentially on the move. It's gigantic news.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I do just want to kind of push back on the point about him and the help that he's gotten. You've got an all-pro wide receiver in Devontae Adams, an all-pro left tackle in David Bakhtiari, a Pro Bowl running back in Aaron Jones. You've got talent in other places as well, right? Marquez Valdez-Scantling is kind of a burner. Alan Lazard had a pretty good year last year. Robert Tonyan is a really good tight end. Like he has options. What I'm trying to figure out is what situation he could go to that would be better than Green Bay right now. He goes to the NFC Championship game last year, and you could say whatever you want about what they did late in that game. They should not have kicked the field goal for a number of different reasons. Obviously, they mismanaged that. Obviously, they probably should not have taken Jordan Love with the 26th pick in 2020, which they traded up for, which is also a problem. But the idea that they somehow have not helped him out at all, I don't think that's true. And I also don't think that he's going to find a situation, whether he goes beyond those three teams he listed off or not, that is better than Green Bay right now. I mean, this is probably his best chance to win another Super Bowl, is staying in Green Bay. As much as he hates everyone's guts in that organization, at some point you have to simmer down and say, okay, yeah, but at this point in my career, this gives me the best chance. And look, it can feel like mashing your head against the wall when you go to the NFC Championship game back-to-back years and you don't get it done. I get that, and I get that it's frustrating, but I don't know. I think if he wants to continue playing, and there was another report last night that he would consider retiring. But if he wants to keep playing, the best chance he's got is the Packers. And so I don't understand why he would work a trade anywhere else. To me, it's either you play for the Packers or you don't play at all if he wants to win a Super Bowl. But that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, Jimmy, that's a great point. I mean, I don't see a wide receiver on any of these teams that's better than Adams. I mean, he's obviously superior, and Rodgers makes weapons. I mean, he has turned Lazard and those guys into suitable wide receiver 3s and 2s. So I think Green Bay is obviously the best option. I mean, I'm looking at possible other destinations, maybe Cleveland if they are unhappy with Baker, but he's looked really good recently, so I don't think they're going to move on from him. Washington is looking for a quarterback, obviously. I mean, they re-signed Taylor Heineke, but they're moving on from Alex Smith. They're a great defense. Maybe they look for a guy like Rodgers, but I don't see either of those teams looking to give up what the Rodgers price will be, which is going to be probably multiple first-round picks. And if not, it's going to be a lot of 2s and a lot of 3s in addition to at least one first-round pick. So I just don't see a trade being able to happen here. And as much as Rodgers might want out, I think this all might be a game on his part to get the contract extension he's been looking for. Green Bay wants to reconstruct the contract. Rodgers wants a full extension. So I think this might be his way of sending that message to Green Bay, working through social media. I think the only place that probably would have made the most sense was San Francisco, but I think that ship has sailed since draft night, and now it's going to be getting him back to Green Bay, which I think is almost a certainty heading into entering the 2021 season, unless something crazy happens. I would be shocked if he leaves Green Bay, but I'm not shocked he has expressed this resentment against Green Bay.
I'll throw one team out there that is unlikely, that is not on that list that he threw out there. Miami. They got the picks. They've got weapons. They've got a very good defense. Could they make a move? And I know it seems to be in the opposite direction as where he seemingly wants to go, because he's from Northern California, and apparently he wants to maybe play closer to home. But football-wise, I can't find a situation that probably makes more sense outside of Green Bay than Miami right now, I think.
Could be a Buccaneers situation with Brady.
Right.
I mean, that's what I think of immediately.
Yeah. I mean, even him going to Denver would be a Buccaneers situation, right? There's a lot of parallels. You have a division. Yeah, but you have a division where you've got a great quarterback, right? Patrick Mahomes. The Saints ostensibly had that in Drew Brees, and then he got hurt, and then he went downhill. You have a team that is going to rule the division, right? On the one hand, the Saints. On the other hand, the Kansas City Chiefs. You have a lot of young, fun weapons that Denver has, right? Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, Noah Fant. The Buccaneers have that with probably a little better with Evans and Godwin, and they brought in Antonio Brown. There's a lot of parallels there where, he could go to the playoffs each year if he goes to Denver, but is that a worthwhile use of his time to finagle his way over there, not win the Super Bowl every year? And to me, it's a lateral move. It's a lateral move. I do actually believe, though, he does not want to come back to Green Bay. I actually do believe that. I don't see that as necessarily a contract negotiating tactic. I genuinely believe he just wants out. I think it's a pride thing. Rodgers behaves in his pettiness a lot the same way Michael Jordan did, right? Like, you have the meme where it's, I took that personally. Rodgers, it's the same way. And I genuinely don't believe he wants to come back to Green Bay. But, I mean, Chris, I'll get your thoughts on it, but I genuinely don't. I genuinely think this is over. I don't think this is a negotiating tactic. I really do believe he's done.
It's tough. It's tough to get a read on, obviously, without just knowing as many details as you'd like to. But I believe that something can get worked out. There's too many instances of just disgruntled players coming to terms with where they are. However, the fact that Rodgers is as good as he is and has spent as many years as he has there kind of puts him in a position where if he really, really wants out, we'd get it. We'd understand it, I guess. But as you're saying, Green Bay just on paper continues to make the most sense. However, relationships with coaches, GMs, whoever, scouts, clearly does not like the scouts because they keep not helping him. But it might just be at the point where he's been showing up to work there every day for too long, and he's in a position where he demands a lot of respect, attention, money, power, within the team, and he's just might not be able to repair those bridges. They might just be burnt.
The only thing I can think of, though, is I don't think there's a single person in Green Bay that doesn't view Rodgers as their guy. And I think even everyone in the organization understands that Rodgers is the Packers. He's like the heir to Brett Favre, and he's their quarterback. I'm not sure if he gets that at another place. I mean, he can end his career a Packer, and even though there's been a little friction between him and the front office, I think that's the best place for him to leave his legacy. I don't think Denver does that for him. I don't think the Las Vegas Raiders does that for him. I don't see another place giving Rodgers that attention more than Green Bay already does. And you can say that maybe they haven't built around him the team that he would have wanted, but he's got Adams. He's got a pretty solid offensive line. He's got a great running game. I honestly think that Green Bay is the best situation for him. I don't see them being another place. And I think, like Jimmy, you said, it's a lateral move. I mean, he's really going to have to – I don't see him getting more than 13 wins, which was where he had in Green Bay last season, in another place. I really don't see that happening. So I don't understand if this is a winning move, then Green Bay is obviously the place he should stay. But if this is just, I'm done with this team, then he's going to go somewhere and sacrifice wins if he makes that move.
I will say, too, and I cannot believe after 4 years of Fordham that I am saying this sentence on one-on-one. There's one more wild card here. And that is that a couple weeks ago, he was the guest host on Jeopardy. He did a really good job. And he might have a shot at it. Who knows? Now, he has said that he could do both. But, if you're him, you could sit there and you could get paid $20, $30 million a year and get absolutely drilled in the pocket and take huge hits and risk your health. Or you could get paid $10 million a year, read answers in the form of questions, not get hit, not risk your health. I'm just saying, from his point of view, there's a sense to that. And if he were to
Aaron
retire,
Rodgers is a football psychopath.
No
way he doesn't want to win more games.
No
way he doesn't want to win more games.
I'm putting it out there, and I'm not saying it's mutually exclusive, by the way. I will also say that guy who wrote his response when he said who wanted to kick the field goal. If that guy changes the NFL offseason, I'm gonna laugh. So I hope he's doing well wherever he is.